Sorry, folks. Morning. Or afternoon, should I say. How's everyone? How was your weekend? Welcome along to the Rangers Rabble afternoon Rabble pod. My name's Brian. I've got Alan today with me. First time on together. Alan, how are you?
All right, Brian. Struggling for yesterday, but I'm sure we'll discuss it. How's yourself?
Yeah. Try to still digest that team lineup, that performance, everything about
Horrendous.
yesterday, pretty much. So yeah,
Horrendous, mate. I know.
we shall certainly take a minor deep dive into it this afternoon. I'm sure the guys this evening will have an even bigger, in-depth talk about it. But yeah, it was a horrible day yesterday for Rangers, to be quite honest. Apart from maybe you could argue maybe the second half wasn't, but I'm afraid that's just paper over the
Too late.
cracks.
Yeah, too
Papering
late.
over the cracks. So, folks, how's everyone? How was your weekend? What did you get up to? Did you get up to anything nice? Were you out with family? Did you go to football? Anything that you got up to? Give us a comment on the comments board, and we shall bring it up. But first, I must address the obvious. Caroline was one of our mods in the in the comments. She was a supporter of the Rangers Rabbi, I believe, from the very start. It was sadly since a year today since she passed away. So, our regards to Caroline's family. Always a difficult time, Alan, when you lose somebody. I think the first year is always a difficult because you've got first birthdays, first
Yeah,
Christmases, first anniversaries, whatever. It's always a difficult time, isn't it?
yeah. There's always something in there. Even no matter how long it's been, you still miss your loved ones, don't you? Obviously, this time of year as well. It's just like time for family, and obviously sad for Caroline's family as well. It's been a year, but the thing is, time does fly sometimes as well, and it's like it's going to be a year and then it's 2 years. But I lost my dad just no long before Christmas as well.
Mm.
And you always think about these times. That was about 6 years ago. I lost my dad at Christmas time, and it was like it's just life, though, isn't it? It's sad, sad.
Yeah, it really is. It's not no time of year is any good time to lose somebody, but especially as you say at this time of year, where everybody is revolving around families and loved ones and stuff like that. So it's a very difficult time. So we always think about Caroline, and I'm sure the guys in the chat are certainly saying it as well. So yeah, condolences to the family, and we shall always remember Caroline. Also, if I just find it, we have a new member, the one and only MK. If I've said that correctly, the one and only MK. Welcome along to the Rangers Rabble as a YouTube member. There's lots of stuff, lots of content, lots of member shows. So please get involved in that. Now, question. Well, it is. I was just about to say it, but it's coming out to the greatest bit of media that Martin has ever produced.
It's the question, it's the question, it's the question of the day. If you love a good question, then we're coming your way with the question of the day. Question of the day.
I still chuckle at that all the time.
It's a
I
good
don't
one,
know
isn't it?
why. It's a good one. It absolutely is. So it's quite a simple one today, folks. It really is. What's your plans for a new year? What is your plans for a new year? Do you go away? Are you traveling anywhere? Are you just staying in the house? It could be anything. Everybody's got so many. Maybe they do the same thing every year. They've got a tradition. Could be anything. What's your plans, Al?
Nothing, mate.
Nothing.
Nothing. Nah, it's just New Year for me is just quiet. I've got the three girls, and we just don't seem to really do anything at New Year. Just sit in the house and wait for the bells, and then bedtime. It's different when I was obviously younger. You would go to a party or something, but I don't know. Me personally, I think New Year's just sort of fizzled out a wee bit. If you're
Mm.
not going to a big thing, or we used to always go to a party in somebody's house, or was a night out in a club or something. But obviously, I'm too old for that nowadays. But no, just a quiet one. What about you, Brian?
I don't know actually.
You sure?
The place we normally go to isn't doing a New Year's party this year, so I don't quite know what we're going to get up to. So it could be a bit of one of these last minute decisions, which I don't like. I like to sort of know what I'm doing and what I'm going to get up to, but no, I really don't know what I'm going to be doing this year. So it's a bit of a bizarre one this year. As I say, I normally have everything planned and sorted out and ready to go, but not this one. And I dare say, a lot of people will be feeling like our own Craig, getting a good night's sleep with a 19-month-old. I mean, gee whiz, good luck with that. Good luck with that, Kevlar.
It'll be fun.
Early night.
I know. That was like me Christmas night, an early night. Obviously, my power cut.
Donald, bring a party to a party at the local Legion. That sounds very good. That sounds really good. I like those. I like that sort of ones.
I know. Come on, PJ, starting 2025 with defeat.
Quiet one, Brian. Chill and bring in the bells and then bed. You see, a lot of people are starting to do that. Just see the bed. See the bells and then just head to bed.
Aye, that's it, isn't it? Sometimes I'm just I don't do late nights anymore. I used to be a night owl, but I can't do it anymore. And it's like just want the bells to come in and go to bed. That is what it's like sometimes for me. It's that's midnight. See you later. Yeah. You do your text messages to people, and then that's it. Off to bed. It's not on the It's different. See, when I mean, obviously chewing the fat and things that people are saying there, and still gay, not still game, only an excuse and things like that. That used to be your New Year, but
yeah,
it's a bit disappointing that it's no one anymore.
I know. Well, D-Man's going out with a bang. Literally.
What's he doing?
He's getting shit-faced, literally.
Is he? Aye. No, we should all be doing that, shouldn't we, after yesterday?
Yeah, I know. My plan's Scotsman in Spain. My plan is to survive. Yeah, that's
good as any.
So. Very much so. But yeah, there's a lot of people saying exactly the same. Here's Paul. He's working today and tomorrow, and then 24-hour standby. So that's effectively 3 days' work, isn't it?
It is. I know. I'm working tomorrow as well. So I'm working today, but I'm working tomorrow as well. So it's like, I don't know. New Year's different for me. I always obviously prefer Christmas because I've got the kids, but usually you've got one off. You're going to have Christmas Eve off or New Year's at Hogmanay off, and it's like I'd rather always have Christmas Eve off. Yeah. But it's just for me personally, it's just about a damn squib, isn't it? It's just
over the age of 21, New Year's a myth.
Aye.
I like this one. I like this one from Iron Blue. Smoke a cigar, have a whiskey in bed.
That's it.
Really good.
Nice and simple. That's all you need. That is all you need.
There's lots, as I say, there's lots of people just sort of saying, no, I'm not really bothered.
It's just another year of the Earth rotating around the sun. That's it, isn't it? That's what it boils down to.
It really is. It really is. So, of course, we come to the Who Am I? Now, I won the last time I was on, so I'm quite confident in this one.
Yep, you've done well.
Now, as you know, I give out 4 clues. So I do it in stages, and I haven't told Alan this one, so I'm wanting him to put a private message in if any point he thinks he's got it. So the first clue is I won 4 major trophies with in 2 different nations. So the first clue is I won 4 major trophies in 2 different countries. A nice wee teaser just to get you in them.
No idea yet.
No. Okay. So, of course, Alan, yes, Rangers played yesterday against Motherwell. Well, I think my feelings were known pretty much early on in the chat about the team lineup. I had no faith in that start lineup to get anything, and after 5 minutes, we were 2-0 down.
I know. What can you say? As I said before the pod started, putting Kieran Dowell on the. I mean, let's face it. I don't know one single Rangers fan who wants to see Kieran Dowell anywhere near a Rangers jersey. Don't they not? He's just I know it sounds bad. He might be a nice guy, but he is pretty much a laughing stock of the club. Everybody, and see when you see him, it just doesn't look. It doesn't look as if he's got any enthusiasm. Don't you know? He just seems to be stoic and I don't know, something about him. But it doesn't actually do anything. And that's what I said before. Ross McCausland, I don't. Right, let's face it, Ross McCausland, he's not as good as Czerny or anything like that. But you would have thought if Czerny's not playing, Ross McCausland is the man to take over for him. But nah, wasn't to be, was it?
No,
Sports science. Is that what you're laughing at the sports scientist pull back?
yeah. Now,
Nice one, Wolf. I know. It's true.
This
He's
obviously
been on it
got a
too,
lot of. This comment from the manager got a lot of traction yesterday. Obviously, he
Yeah.
was claiming that Czerny and Igamani were either the sports science said they were tired or the players said they were tired. I'm trying to think back to, I think it was Chris Boyd on the post-match. He was bringing
Rangers.
lists of players. David Weir playing near 60 games at 40.
I know.
Aribo played 65, I think, that season that we played. It's tiredness. I mean, I don't know. I've never appreciated tiredness as a thing per se.
See the thing is when you boil it down, Martin, right, Brian, right? These guys are paid. You're talking about just say £25,000 a week. It's $100,000 a month to kick a football about.
Yeah.
I mean, put it into its perspective. I mean, there's people working 50, 60 hours a week just doing a normal job, and they're tired and they're knackered and they're not getting as much money. You know what I mean? It's I honestly can't fathom it. See if it was me, and if a player turns around and say a player knows themselves if they're tired or whatever, but if you're a sports scientist and they're saying they're trying to predict when somebody's going to get injured, nobody knows when somebody's going to get injured. I mean, there, as you're saying, Conor Goldson's playing at 60 games a season, didn't get injured. I think what the namby-pamby footballers too much. And if Clement's listening, that's what Chris Boyd said on it. If he's listening to sports scientists, the sports scientists don't care if another manager comes in. Clement will be like, right, you're doing crap, out the door. Sports scientist is still sitting there.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I really, really, really don't get it. You can't, as a manager and he's listening to sports science. No, for me, it's not a thing. No. It's just a job title for somebody, isn't it? And he's like, how can you have a rest for 45 minutes? I mean, obviously, Czerny didn't play the first 45 minutes. I don't get it. It's frustrating. Us as fans and us as paupers compared to football players, and they can't play a couple of games of football. You know what it was like when you were wee? You would run about for hours on end and play football, and you'd be doing the same the next day. Mm-hmm. It's just it's mind-boggling, isn't it?
I mean, this is one that was a hot topic, obviously, as well. You know, why is it when we see the team sheet, we know there's going to be a problem in a certain position, but Clement clearly can't. I mean, everybody knew yesterday that the selection of Dowell at right wing or wherever he was meant to be playing was never going to work. Yep. But and I kind of feel sorry for Dowell because he's kind of been hung out to dry. He's been flung out the right wing. You know, he's been told to play a certain position he's not comfortable with, and you know that can't be an easy thing for a footballer. You know, say you're a right back and the manager says, "Look, we've got a problem at left wing. Can you go and plug a hole?" Well, you can plug a hole for maybe a game, but not a prolonged period of time. And I just feel sorry for the players a lot of the time because they're getting flung into positions they don't want to be in.
I know. See, at the end of the day, it boils down to the manager. We all knew this was going to happen. We had a wee purple patch where we played good for a couple of games, and you knew it. You were just expecting it to fall down like a pack of cards again. It was like we were quite good. We were looking forward to a couple of games, and it was just boom, gone. And it's like he's had enough. He should have been gone. He should have been gone in September, October time, and now it's too late. If he'd been gone at September, October time, we might have had a new manager bounce by now, or something might have happened. But he's killing the club. He's killing the players as well. You see some of them are just drained. They've not got a clue.
So, question number 2 of the Who Am I? I'll just double check this. I played 730. No, I played for 6 different clubs, and I played 634 appearances over that career. Club appearances, not international. I played for 6 different clubs, and I had 634 club appearances.
Club appearances.
That is clue number 2. Clue number 2.
Still a way off. Still a way off.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're getting. I dare say the clues will maybe start getting warmer as I say.
Oh, they will.
As I carry on. So, no, it's not Joseph Mengele of Buffalo Bills.
No.
The first clue was he won 4 major trophies in his career. Oh, come on, Sniper, you're better than that.
No.
Come on.
Yeah.
You've had it too easy for too long. What time you dig for your answers instead of getting them far too easy.
That's it.
So there was no surprise, Alan, that after obviously the halftime came and went, that the players went off to a rapture of boos. That the lineup changed in the second half because, well, frankly, it had to because it was just awful in that first half.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know what he's thinking. It's like, as I said on our private group chat a while ago, you pick your best 11. When we won 6-0, Kelly, Ibrox, remember? That was the blueprint. That was the team that he should be picking. And he's thinking about it and he's changing it all the time. He's dropping that person, he's putting that. I mean, I can see the point if maybe somebody's injured, then you can't play them. But having Danilo and Igamani in the same team, that is what you need. You can't change that up front. I mean, granted, probably Danilo wasn't effective yesterday, but look at Igamani when he came on. Dessers, hopeless. We can only play. See when you're playing a team like Motherwell, especially at Fir Park, you can't have Dessers up front on his own pretty much as a striker. No. It just doesn't work. He can't hold the ball up. He can't do anything. He needs to be running behind. And in the way the fans are going, we've not got any faith in him scoring anyway. So I honestly don't know what the manager's thinking. That is what scratching your head about it. If he's listening to sports science, we're all doomed because a new manager will come in there and players are, I'm feeling tired. Tough. You're getting paid a hell of a lot of money. So that's what bugs me.
Yeah, it's very. I mean, everybody said that we had to get 6 points from the 2 games against St Mirren and Motherwell. We've got 1 point from 2 games.
Think of how different that would have been. Think of how different it would have been if we had actually got the 6 points and we were getting the Old Firm game behind Celtic. And as everybody's saying now as well, we were in second place, but now I don't know what was I don't even know what Aberdeen's score was last.
Did they win last night?
Right, so that's lucky. But if they had won, after the Rangers game, I was just done. I was not interested in listening to football. They just scunnered you. They just scunnered you so much.
I mean, the question I was going to, the sort of point I was going to say there was, we've won. We were expecting 6 out of 6, and we got 1. We're now facing a team that are scoring goals for fun. Although we did technically, over 90 minutes, certainly we drew with them in the cup final. Obviously,
that is a positive.
Got beat in the cup final, obviously, in penalties, but we're now facing a team that are clearly quite, I wouldn't say rampant, but they're scoring lots of goals. They're not conceding many. Is there any fibre in you that gives that you get a hint of we're getting a result?
I mean, I suppose sometimes Old Firm games form goes out the window sometimes when you look at it that way, but it's obviously Ibrox. I don't know. We obviously just can't seem to play well against teams who. That's what everybody says now. These teams park the bus. They don't park the bus. That's the whole point. Teams know that they can get things out of us and they do attack us. Obviously, we're better suited sometimes playing in Europe, and Celtic will probably be more open than what the other teams are as well. So you never know. I mean, we might get something. I wouldn't be surprised if we did get something. Put it that way, it's like, because you never know what's going to happen with Rangers. That's the thing. But as we all know as well, it's the team selection. If he seems to pick the wrong team in the first half and then he changes at second half, and we as fans all know that the team that he picked in the first half wasn't right. But for some reason, he can't decide to do it. And probably the only maybe saving grace is if we do get beat off Celtic, hopefully that's the final nail in his coffin where the board need to act and say, look, he's out. Because he's not a man for me. And a lot of fans don't want him in here anymore either. But something needs to change, and it needs to start with him, because whatever he's doing in training, whatever, can he buy a goal for a corner? There's something fundamentally wrong there as well. So there's loads of, I mean, you see these smaller teams we're playing and they get a corner, they make something of it. But when we get a corner, it's like, as we've all said before, you don't get excited because you know for a fact we're not going to score. But for other teams, it is a way of trying to score a goal. It's a good opportunity for them. But for us, it's just you may as well be a goal kick for your end. It's hopeless.
Well, the thing was as well, when Dull was taking the corners yesterday, I was kind of getting a little bit excited because it was in swingers. I was kind of thinking, oh, well, there's maybe a wee chance here, but deep down I knew fine it wasn't, let's be honest.
We've not really got a large team though. I mean, obviously John Suter's a big boy, but he doesn't really seem to get anything at the corners either, and proper. I mean, let's. I don't know if we're going to go on and talk about proper, Brian, but honest to God, who scouted that boy? Who did? It's like, I mean, he's got a good pedigree, but he's just fit. He's just no at the races. I mean, that goal, I mean, I don't think that goal stood, to be honest with you, Motherwell's first. Clearly hit his hand, but he was too busy trying to appeal than actually chasing him back. And you know what I mean? He's just too lightweight. He's just not. Some players just don't cut it in Scottish football, and he's one of them, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's it.
So I'll go to clue number 3. I'll go over the first two, obviously. I won 4 major trophies in 2 different countries. Clue number 1. Clue number 2, I made 634 career league appearances, scoring, I believe, 116 goals. And the third clue is I played 35 times for my national team, scoring 6 goals. So I played 35 times for my national team and I scored 6 goals.
I still don't know.
I don't know.
Hopeless with these sometimes, honestly, Brian. I'm hopeless with them sometimes.
Now, there was a question come in, and I'll just try and find it, wherever it is. Macaroon, can we talk about Butland? He needs dropped. Now, I do not know what's happening with Butland. He used to be I always felt quite assured when he was coming for crosses or saves, or I never had a fear. I'm starting to get a fear now with him, and I never thought I would have that with him because I always thought he was a competent goalkeeper. But there's something not right with him just now. I don't know if it's he's obviously he's just had a child with his wife, so I don't know if that's affected him slightly. But there's something affecting him, isn't there?
There is, but obviously we don't know what it is. But I know he's not good with the ball. His feet, he's panicking. Maybe the only thing I can maybe think, maybe he's not sure about his defence, because obviously maybe he's not happy with proper in front of him. Sterling for me isn't a centre half, but he's just way off. He's just way off the pace, isn't he? He's like a totally different. He's like a totally different keeper. It's like you obviously know the show Quantum Leap. It's like it's as if Sam Beckett's went into Jack Butland's body and he doesn't know how to play. He doesn't know how to play football properly because he's, as you said, he's coming out, he's flapping at the ball. Oh, he can't. I mean, there that one a couple of months ago. He fouled. I can't remember who we were playing. The European game. He fouled the boy, and we get a free kick for it. But they scored the goal. We get away with that one. But I think the only thing, at the end of the day, because he's a goalkeeper, if you're not playing well, you should be getting dropped. And why not just give Liam Kelly a shot and say, look, you're not playing good enough, benched, and see how he copes with that mentally. But you can't say having a newborn baby is an excuse, because we've all got to get on with our work when we've
Yep.
when we've newborn babies. I mean, I've had 3 of them. I've got up, went to work. You know what I mean? It's like you can't say as a football player, "Oh, I'm not getting enough sleep," because it's like we don't care about your private life. It's as bad as that sounds, because we just want to see you playing well on the pitch. But I would drop him. What about you, Brian? Would you get Kelly a chance?
You know this, I've been thinking about it all the way, well, quite a while, or certainly since yesterday. I'd be a hell of a call to drop.
Happened
Butland
before.
for Kelly tomorrow, wouldn't it?
I know it's
I mean,
happened before.
see if he did drop Butland tomorrow for on Thursday for Kelly, and then obviously Kelly does, makes a blunder, then he's going to get. It's a really difficult one, because obviously Kelly came in against, I believe, Kilmarnock, was it? He played at Kilmarnock. I can't remember. He came in anyway. He played really well.
It was a game before when Butland got whisked away for his when his wife was in labour. But
that's right. So it's a difficult one. It really is. I mean, is it a free hit for us? So it doesn't really matter who the goalie is.
It's never a free hit against Celtic, Brian. Come on.
No, I know.
that's the whole point.
You know what I mean?
Well, we have had it before. I mean, remember McCrory came in out the cold. I can't remember. McGregor must have been injured, and Jackie Annick played when we obviously still got 5 put past him that day. But he seems a competent goalkeeper. And as somebody put in the comments there, it's like for a boy of Jack Butland's size, was he 6'4" or something? You're not confident he's going to save any penalties either. You know what I mean? He's a big boy, but when even McGregor, you thought we'll get a good chance of him saving a penalty. But I think he is a good. There's something. Honestly, Brian, I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but maybe his confidence is gone, or maybe he's just fed up. You know, maybe, I mean, you don't know what goes on behind the scenes with these players. Maybe they've just. I think some of them are just fed up with Clement as well.
I think this is a big problem. He doesn't trust his defence.
Yeah, I said that earlier on, didn't I? Know with Proper, and his defence is getting switched about all the time. Yeah. I mean, that's one of the mainstays of being a professional football player. You've got a good goalkeeper and you've got 2 centre halves that you can trust. But it's like it's Sutter's out injured, you got Balogun coming in, Balogun's out injured, then you have Proper's coming in and out. Now you get Sterling. It's a bit crazy, isn't it? But
yeah,
you can only defend what's in front of you. So I suppose if somebody's hitting a shot, I don't know, sometimes, as I said earlier on, for a boy his size, you're expecting maybe to be a wee bit better for long range shots as well. But obviously a couple of goals Celtic scored last season, you thought, maybe he still had that one. And obviously punching the ball into his own net yesterday.
Yeah, he got away with that. Anyway, I want a one-word answer to this. If you were the manager on Thursday, do you start Kelly or do you start Butland? That's the only words I want in the comments, Kelly or Butland. And we'll get a rough guide to what everybody's thoughts are on that. I mean, it's a difficult one. It would be a huge call if he did go with Kelly. Because obviously Butland's the established number 1, so it would be a monumental sort of pick to go.
Quite a lot of people saying Kelly in the comments, aren't they?
The vast majority are saying Kelly, I must admit, and that's not good for Butland, is it? No.
Especially since last season, Clement said he's unsellable, and then you think about it, maybe we should have cashed in on him while we could have got a bit of money for him.
Yeah, and you've got the odd person saying Butland, but the majority are saying Kelly. So
the thing is, though, we know ourselves, Brian, Butland isn't a bad goalkeeper. I mean, last season for about 6 solid months, he was phenomenal. He was really, really, really good. But something's happened. But it's not just the goalkeeper that's our main issue. You know what I mean? We've got a lot of issues. Probably changing the goalkeeper isn't the biggest thing for Thursday.
No,
it's the whole team, and obviously the biggest problem with the Rangers team is the man who's picking it.
Yes, absolutely.
That is the main problem.
Absolutely. Well, the final clue of who am I is I was signed by Rangers in January 2004 for £3.5 million. January 2005.
2005. That's not
For
going to make any difference to me.
£3.5
£3.5 million in January.
So I'll go over the clues again, just to refresh everybody. I won 4 major trophies over 2 different countries. I played 634 games in my career, scoring 116 goals. I made 35 appearances for my national team, scoring 6 goals. And I was signed by Rangers in January 2005 for £3.5 million. Some good answers coming in. I'm liking them.
Yeah.
Some good answers. But
you don't want to be good answers, though.
I know. But there's some cracking names that you're like, I forgot about him.
I know.
But yeah, so obviously, Alan, Thursday night. What's your final thoughts on that? Going into it.
Apprehensive, isn't it? I know it's I don't know. We can only hope for a win, because at the end of the day, we need as many points as we possibly can for us. I can see Celtic slap up. I don't think they will win every single game until the end of the season. But the issue is we just can't seem to capitalise on Celtic dropping any points, which is our problem. But really, we can't have Celtic winning and being 17 points or something ahead of us. That's just crazy at this junction of the season. It's way out of our remit to try and claw that back, even with a new manager, But I think the only thing to happen, Brian, is to get a new manager in. He's took us as far as he can.
Yeah, there's certainly a growing feeling. Certainly yesterday, that was a lot of people were feeling miffed, obviously, by everything. Yep. So I'll reveal I'll go through some of the answers first before revealing the name of the Who Am I Today. Lochai the View, Davy Weir. No, not Davy Weir. Scotsman in Spain, Barry Mackay. No. AJ Herenberg, good shout. No, sadly not. Sniper, Bob Malcolm. No, certainly not. Now, if you were listening the other day, official magical.
That
was my one from the other last week. So yeah,
was it last week? I was listening to
last week. Yeah, that was me. So no.
Was it Kirimoglu or something? That's his surname.
Take it Gallant's meaning Bert Conterman, but it's not Bert.
Some goal.
Averladze popped up a few times. It's not Averladze. Darshville, no, sadly not. Moles, no. Perzo, no, I'm afraid not. But somebody did get it. Alan, somebody did get it. And the first to get it was AJ. It was Thomas Buffel. Thomas Buffel. He was, cracking. We were speaking about him on the bus yesterday, actually. Don't know why his name came up, but we were speaking about him on the bus on the way home, and it was Thomas Buffel. Yeah, he played 360 games for us throughout his career.
Do you know the thing I never understood with Thomas Buffel? He had squad number 4 on the back of his jersey. I just didn't get that. That's just bizarre for me.
But it was Thomas Buffel. And so AJ was first, closely followed by James Cameron. Now, James is a bookworm with these things. He gets them quite regular. So I was surprised he took as long as he did, but he got there. Jot Blue. Multiple man, 78, who's ruined Martin's Who Am I's for a long time, got it as well. He is the bane of Martin's life, believe me. Sniper got it. I think that the last couple of clues maybe gave it a little bit away.
Yeah. They
Who
were all
else?
coming up. It was Biffle.
And of course, our own Wolf Marshall got it as well. So yeah, a lot of people were getting it towards the end there. So yeah, so it's yes, AJ, I said you were first. You were first, yes. Yes, you were first. So don't worry. You were the first person to get it. But yes, so it's a case of Alan, is it a case of hoping and praying going into Thursday?
Isn't it? We can just watch it and see what happens, because I don't think probably a lot of us don't have any confidence. But then, as I said earlier on, it's like I wouldn't be surprised if we did actually do something. Celtic are more open than what the other teams are. Maybe they might even underestimate us because we're playing that bad. But as I said, it's not make or break. But I think to save face, we really need to win. But obviously, Clement's not got a good record against Celtic. He seems to three each draws are the best he can really get into when we're getting anything good out of Clement under Celtic. But it's not good enough, as people say in the comments. Clement, Beelan, Van Bronckhorst gets sacked for less, but for some reason we seem to be sticking with this guy. I can't fathom it.
Well, multiple man, I was kind of feeling sorry for folk, and it's New Year, and it's the time of giving, so I thought I'd give you a really good clue. So yeah, I knew you would have got it, or James Cameron would have got it. One of the two years are as sharp as a tack, so I knew one of you would have got it. And as Ricky says, folks, hit the like button, give us a subscribe on YouTube. I'm sure Martin would be highly delighted if we can get the numbers up, obviously, before the new year hits in. I believe we are back tomorrow we're back tonight with the Monday night Rabble, and then we've got a afternoon Rabble tomorrow, and then on Wednesday, Wilf, myself, and Trev are doing a New Year's Day special, so that could be interesting. I'll have to watch myself. And Mark, as Wolf says, New Year's Day, Who Am I is going to be a belter. Well, you can be rest assured that is going to be somebody from 19 Oatcake that Mark Wolf has dug up and found. So yeah, that I think James and the multiple man will be pushed to get that one right. Absolutely. But yes, it is a case of, folks, that, well, there was a lot of people asking for you could be sacked by Friday. Well, there was a lot of people yesterday asking for it yesterday and today, but there's still nothing. So I'm afraid until there's any news, then it will remain as Alan says. There's a good chance that we might not get rid of him. We're here till the end of the season, so it's a case of just watch this space and see what happens. But as Charles has just put there, Alan, nail on the head. Can anyone survive a 17-point gap below their nearest rivals? It's the stuff of nightmares.
It's I mean, see, at the end of the day, Brian, there's no excuse. There is absolutely no excuse for being that many points behind. We obviously were expecting, when it comes to head-to-head to Celtics, if we're going to get beat, we're going to give up a lot of points, but we've only played them once so far. Think about it, we've only played them, we've lost so many points against the lower league teams, and that's just not where Rangers are. And you're maybe expecting to go be a tricky game away from home or something up at Ross County or something. You maybe trip up and get a draw or something like that, but you're not expecting to go to St Mirren and get beat 2-1 and things like that, and getting beat at Motherwell, and it's just laughable now. That's what it is. It's laughable. And obviously the Celtic fans seem to take a lot of joy in our misery for some strange reason. You know what I mean? The saddles that watch Rangers podcasts, and I don't get it. We don't go anywhere near Celtic podcasts, don't we not? They're obsessed with watching Rangers podcasts. Obviously our content's probably a lot better.
Possibly, yes. Possibly, yes. So, of course, Paul, yes, I forgot, yes. What is the chat score? Yeah, I better get that up, because, yeah, that is obviously a daily ticker. So the current score is Martin 3, the comments 13. So it's turning into a rout now. It really is. I think Martin might have to reset this in New Year and go from the new year. But yeah, it's 3-13 now, folks. So it's absolutely a hounding. It's an absolute rout for the comments. So yeah, Martin will be most displeased, but there we go. So, folks, thank you for joining us today. As I say, we're back tonight at 7:30 with the main Rabble pod. There's no, obviously, women's pod at 6:30 because the ladies are on a winter break, so we will not be doing one tonight until to the new year, I believe. So that'll be that. Then we'll be back tomorrow with the afternoon Rabble, and then on Wednesday, Wolf will be hosting myself and Trevor on a New Year's Day special. So thank you for joining us, and we shall see you very, very soon.